All right, hockey fans, let's talk. You know it was not the best year for Canadian teams. It was one of the worst years for Canadian teams. You're pretending you're over it. You maybe wiped away a few tears with your Carlson jersey. It doesn't mean you can't still cheer for a team this spring, because there is hope for this nation.
135 away from taking a 2-game-to-1 lead in this series. They imposed their will throughout, no doubt, as Kyle Lowry has 21 points. And the timeout, he's got 12 in the quarter.
Dagger, cold-blooded.
Sound of Toronto Raptors winning last night's playoff game in Indiana. They are Canada's only team in a playoff run right now. And so far, they are not doing badly. Raptors are leading their series 2-1. So, to help convince you, Ottawans and Kingstonians and Cornwallians, to trade in your hockey skates for b-ball kicks, we've invited two longtime Raptors fans into the studio. Chris Kato, Derick Ramsdale, both here. Hello there.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having us.
Before we talk about how to bring people into the fold, last night's game may be a way to do it. What did you make of last night's win, Chris? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was probably their most complete game of the season. Honestly, I mean, DeMarre Carroll's contract finally paying off in the last game, so it was really great to see after that game one. Kind of everybody was on ice. If are they going to win? Are we going to have another first round exit? But I really like the way they played. Lowry and DeRozan stepped up finally, and Valanciunas has been big for this whole series. So positives, going the rest of the series.
Now, I'm going to come back to you in a minute to find out whether you're sensing the excitement building around other people. You've been in since the beginning. But Derick, for you, last night, do you think the game last night is the kind of thing that would bring anybody in, cement any fans?
I mean, I think it could. As the farther they go, the more people they're going to bring in. But, I don't know, we saw it pay off with the Jays. Yeah. Like, everybody had a Jays hat on, and
that's what I'm asking.
Anyway,
is this what we're this is what we're trying to make happen here?
Yeah,
is the shift?
I think it could happen. I mean, for some reason, Canada seems to be into super violent sports. But I think if people get into basketball and actually start paying attention and watch it, it could pay off.
Do you think that's what it is? That there's not the violence?
Yeah, for some reason I think so. Because number one sport in winter is hockey. Number one summer sport is lacrosse, which is hockey without skates and a different stick. So I think it's just not violent enough for Canadians.
Chris, do you think that's the case?
I think so. I mean, hockey's just in the roots of all Canadians, right? And I don't think that basketball is just appealing to most Canadians, and it's still growing.
Different
right?
athletes too.
Right.
Basketball, you have to be able to jump and all that other stuff, and run forever. And in hockey, you can glide a bit, and it's far more fun for the bigger athlete like myself.
Yeah. So why are you into basketball?
I like basketball just because of the how fast it is and the game itself. Yeah. And I'm also a giant 2K fan, so that helped a lot.
But now is it weird though being a Raptors fan away from Toronto? I'm thinking about in Ottawa in particular. This must be a strange.
Yeah, I'm not from Ottawa either, so it's extra weird for me.
You're surrounded by people who don't feel you belong.
Yeah, and even the people that claim to be Raptors fans, that they're not in it all the way, right? You kind of got to quiz some of them just to make sure that they actually are real fans. So,
but no, you should be just welcoming them in at this point. If they're faking it, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is. We could use all the support that we need, right? So,
even if they get every player's name wrong, you're fine, yes, come on.
I mean, as long as you wear the gear or something, right? So it should be good.
What do you think would be required for somebody listening right now? You're making the pitch to them and saying, no, you should watch because, or you should start cheering for the Raptors because. What do you tell them? You've got the airwaves.
Who else are you going to watch? I mean,
that's your starting point.
Well,
it's all you've got.
All the Canadian teams are gone. I mean, might as well support our only team going for something that matters. Every hockey player is out golfing or doing something else right now. So, I mean, I'm sure they're watching the Raptors because they have no one else to cheer for either. So.
Okay, we're starting off with it's all you've got. Chris, another reason?
Well, really, it's more of just the mentality of it's us against everybody else. We have 6 Canadian teams here in the NHL, so you kind of got variety, but the Raptors are the only ones. I mean, we don't have Vancouver anymore.
Mm-hmm. The more fans we get, though, we may be able to get them back.
Yeah,
or a different team in a different city, and it would be nice to see more Canadian basketball teams.
Yeah, and I think that there's just a lot more excitement. I mean, you can really root for these individual guys on this team, you can really be a Lowry or DeRozan fan because if you know their stories, their backgrounds, where they came from, and now they're just representing this whole country. Whereas, if you look at the NHL teams, it's kind of hard to say that they're maybe representing the whole country, but these guys really are.
Do you try to sell the sport to people? I mean, aside from those people who are faking it, do you try to latch people onto the sport, or have you given up?
No, I mean, it's definitely you try and do it, whether it's through social media or, just talking about it all the time, because some people will just find you sometimes annoying always talking about basketball, but they got to listen to you. So, and also, the video that we made, too, to promote the playoffs this year, that was kind of the goal, right, too, is to just kind of bring people in and show what Toronto Raptors basketball is all about.
Can you describe the video for people who may not have seen it?
Yeah, so we made, Derek and myself, a couple of our classmates from Algonquin College, we made a We the North style video. So We the North is kind of like the Raptors campaign for everybody in Canada supporting the team, and we made one similar to like that, but just with an Ottawa vibe to it. So kind of highlighting what the city has to offer basketball wise. We just shot at the Slater and Bay graffiti court too, so we really wanted to put like an Ottawa flavor to it.
And there's a point where the ball goes through the Centennial Flame on Parliament Hill.
Yep.
Who was responsible for that moment?
Chris was the one throwing the ball, and I was the one that shot it.
Okay, so who gets the bigger credit for that? I mean, really.
I initially, that's the number one shot I wanted to get off the bat, but I got to credit my man Derek for acing it on the shot.
Yeah,
there.
we wanted to light something on fire, and that was about as close as we could get.
Yeah.
Just picturing it missing the shot. There was no outtake where the ball just lands in the flame.
It landed in the water.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what.
But I mean, where there's an actual inferno moment.
No, I wish I wanted to cover it in lighter fluid as we threw it through, so it would explode or something.
Yeah.
But we figured the RCMP would have.
Drake would have retweeted that.
Yeah, Drake, if you're listening, man, I've been throwing this video at you, and you got no replies on me. So
what?
Yeah,
doesn't he understand how vital this is in order to get the fans on side?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. We had Cabby like our video, so I don't know. Drake's just falling behind, maybe.
Well, okay, maybe after this interview, it'll happen. How optimistic are you that they can beat the Pacers?
Pretty optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw last night, I really think that the dominant team was showed last night. So I see this being wrapped up in 5, and they just have to keep playing defense the way they've been for the first 3 games, and it should be not necessarily an easy series because Indiana is a good team, but I think they're going to come away with this one.
You don't want it to be too simple either. Otherwise nobody's interested in the first way. Derek, you think this is we have a good shot?
Yeah, I think we have a pretty decent shot, but Toronto teams always seem to break your heart, so I'm a little reserved still.
We really send out the right person here. Derek's hey, we all you got, but as you know, Toronto teams break your heart. Join if you want. See you later.
Watch with caution.
Watch with caution. All right. I am saying join the bandwagon.
Everyone should join.
Yeah, absolutely.
Christopher Kato, Derick Ramsdale, both Toronto Raptors fans living in Ottawa. Raptors take on the Pacers in Game 4 this playoff series tomorrow afternoon in Indianapolis. It's on Sportsnet 1 starting at 3. Guys, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Tweeted out the video too, so
Thank you.
And more people will get there. Thanks.
Awesome.
For being
Thanks
here.
for having us.